Hello, friends. So I was just live in the Intuitive Business Collective doing a reading, but now I'm live because I still have more to talk about, and this is a really important subject, and so let's talk about it. Let's dive in. I'm going to quickly open this up so that way I can share this video, and if you're joining me, say hello. We are going to blow this live stream up. We're gonna blow your mind is really what we're gonna do. We're gonna have some fun. It's gonna be life-changing. And the question is, are you ready? So let's talk about money. M-O-N-E-Y. Yeah. So money. We like it. We really want it. We don't have it. And we are ashamed to talk about our desire to have more of what we don't have. Why? Why are we so ashamed to talk about we want X amount of money, we want it to come in this way, we want it to serve us in this way, we want it to be powerful, we want it to be amazing. Why are we so ashamed to own it, to claim it, right? And I see this all the time, and especially in the law of attraction world. Hello, Mary, how are you? In the law of attraction world where we declare, right, we declare our goals, and then maybe we'll talk about it in our public posts, or we'll talk about it to a friend, or we'll show up in this other space and we'll talk about our goals. But when it comes to actually talking about it, right, and actually showing up for it, what do? We say we want abundance. We want more clients. We want to do X, Y, and Z. That is a repercussion of the money, right? That is a ripple of the money. But what we are afraid to do is we are afraid to sit back and say, I want a 25K month. I want this because I want to buy a car, because I want to pay off loans, because I want to do X, Y, and Z. We are afraid to claim it, and we are ashamed of who is going to look at our goals and think we're greedy, think we're narcissistic. Is that a word? I always add syllables. To think that we are less than, that we are not epic, that we do not deserve to be showing up, that we do not deserve to be showing or getting paid, right? We think all these things, whether consciously or subconsciously, and that is literally what is deterring us from having our goals come in. So month after month, year after year, we are sitting here waiting for our goals to happen, waiting for us to be put in a powerful position to have our abundance come to us, and it never does, right? And it never happens, it never comes to us because we are ashamed to say, this is what I want. This is not something I am ashamed of. I am not afraid of who is going to judge me for this, right? If you guys have been following me for a while, or really this week, you will know that I just bought a car, right? Not just any car, right? I had a goal. My goal was to own a Mercedes, to buy a Mercedes myself at 23 years old. Well, guess what? Tomorrow, April 25th of 2019, I am picking up my new car. Why? Not because I sat here and I was ashamed to say how epic, my work is, and that this is the result I have, and that this is what I get paid, right? This is what I deserve to get paid. I'm not ashamed of that. And so because I'm not ashamed of that, guess what happened? My dream became my reality, and I'm picking up my beautiful, beautiful Luca tomorrow, right? This isn't rocket science, but this is something that so many people miss, right? Because we want it, we like the idea of it, but when it comes to actually showing up and saying to our moms, right? To our aunts, to our uncles, to our families, to our boyfriends, to our competitors, our peers, and our whatever, our coworkers, that this is our goal, that we are going to make $250,000 a year, that we're going to make $350,000 a year, that we are going to make $25K this month alone, right? Because we are ashamed to say that and to own that, we then become ashamed to show up. We become ashamed to put our offers out there. We become ashamed to be epic. And why is that, right? It's because this fear of our worth, it's this fear of being worthy of what it is that we want, because we're too afraid that somebody somewhere is going to say, you're not worthy, right? What makes you so special? How come you get to have that and nobody else gets that? What about the starving children in Africa, right? There are so many things that people can say that can deter us, right? Everything you do is a choice. I have said this a million times, and I should probably trademark it, right? Everything you do is a choice. If everything you do is a choice, why are we still choosing to live in this ashamed vibration of money, right? It's not just like you're going to just like magically wake up in a bed of money. Your bank account isn't one day just going to explode, right? You're not just going to walk out the door and find $1 million in a briefcase on your front porch, right? This isn't a movie. This is real life. And if we're too ashamed to say, this is what I want, this is how I'm going to make it happen, we are going to lose control of our desires. We are going to lose the faith. We are going to stop taking actions. We're going to get distracted. We're going to lower our standards, and we're going to start the cycle all over again, right? It's why you keep resetting the same goal. You keep lowering your goal. It's why it's not happening, right? You guys know, as a business coach, I deal with this problem all the time. I deal with clients who suffer through this all the time. But this doesn't have to be a prolonged thing. This doesn't have to go on for months and months and months. What happens is you start to take action. You start to say, hell yeah, I want a 25K a month. And hell yeah, I'm going to have it. And hell yeah, it's going to feel freaking amazing, right? That is what happens. And it's more than just an affirmation. It's more than just a manifestation thing. It's actual fact, because it's actually happening, because you are actually doing it, right? Does that make sense? Does this shift something for you? Does this kind of give you a wake-up call? Because you've got, what, 6 days left of April? Maybe a week if there's a 31st day in April. I don't know. I don't know where my calendar is. Where is my calendar? Anyway, I don't know how many days are in April. You have either 6 or 7 days to get your shit together. And guess what? If you wanted to, you could go out there and make your 5K goal today. You could go out there and make your 25K goal today. You could go out there and have a 100K launch within the next 7 days. Hell, you could even do it today if you're really determined, right? You can do it. So what are you doing? What are you doing right now that is causing you to not have your goal? What are you doing? Or I should say, what are you not doing? Because I can probably guess what you're doing. You're probably doing all the things that you think you need to do. You're probably doing half-assed things, or you might be going crazy perfectionist and 180 on the half-assed thing, right? And you might actually be getting burnt out. You might be losing followers because you're working inauthentically. You might be really just derailing your success rather than owning it, right? Because at 23, I own not one, but 2 businesses. I've now bought a Mercedes. I've paid off tens of thousands of dollars of student loans in the last year alone. Now I have a little credit card debt because I put a down payment down on my card. I wanted those Disney dollars, right? But prior to last week, I had zero credit card debt, and I could pay off my credit card debt today if I wanted to, and I probably will, right? But the thing is, it's up to you to decide, right? You get to decide how you live. You get to decide how you show up. You get to decide if you travel or not, right? As I don't think I said it on this live stream, but the reason I am doing this, if you looked at the description, I have an offer out there for 2 spots for two-week intensives that has a 90-minute intensive call and then 14 days of messenger support thereafter, right? I'm doing that because that makes me feel better, because I'm not going to sell a single, literally, I'm not selling a single private offer the first 2.5 weeks of May, because I'm going to be traveling so much and I'm going to be enjoying my damn life. Could I make sales? Yeah, I could. But do I want to go out there and be posting and doing all the things to drive that? No. If somebody comes to me and they want to work with me, bring it on, right? But the thing is, I have these spots available because I am going to Minnesota to visit my family, because I'm going to Ohio to help my best friend plan her wedding. I'm going to Long Island to plan my cruise and do all the reservations with my boyfriend. I'm coming home to celebrate Mother's Day with my mother and my grandmother. And then I'm home for a couple days, and then I travel again, and then I go to Disney, and then I'm going to Long Island again, and I'm moving. I'm not physically moving, like I still live in Connecticut, but I'm moving all the time because that's the desire that I had, because that's what I wanted. Now, if I had a broke mindset, I wouldn't be going on those vacations. I wouldn't have bought my Mercedes. I wouldn't be paying off thousands of dollars every month in student loans and regular debt. I wouldn't be doing that, right? It's a choice. It's an active choice I make to be in the momentum of money, to show up for money, to not be ashamed of money, to not be ashamed of my desires, because do I know that people will judge me? I do. Mary, you can send me a DM. I know for a fact people judge me. Guess what? I don't give a shit. I really don't, right? You can judge me. You can tell me I have buck teeth. You can tell me that I have crooked eyes, which you can't see right now, but my left eye does turn in. You can tell me that my hair's grown out and I need to get a new haircut and I need to get my hair dyed and I'm too cheap to get my hair dyed. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me. You can tell me that I'm overweight. You can tell me that I'm too tall, that my feet are too awkward, that my hands are too fat. I have I have gloves. I have oven mitts for hands, right? You can tell me all of these things. You can judge me for my physical things. You can judge me for the way I talk. You can judge me because sometimes I stumble over my words and sometimes I talk too fast. And you can judge me because sometimes I say stupid things because I don't think. And you can judge me for whatever the hell you want to judge me. But guess what? At the end of the day, I'm going to sleep and I'm going to feel frickin' abundant. I'm going to feel frickin' amazing. Why? Because I'm not ashamed. Because I don't care if you're going to judge me. Because I don't care what you have to say so negatively about me. Because guess what? That's not a mirror of me. That's a mirror of you. So think about that for yourself. That did take me a while to get to this point, but I don't care. I'm 5'10". I weigh over 200 pounds, and I don't give a shit what people think about me. I really don't. I don't care what people say about how much money I make. I don't care what people think about how I work with my clients, about how I show up, about what I charge. I don't care. My goal is to be freaking joyful. My goal is to enjoy my goddamn life the way that I'm supposed to, because I'm not supposed to be sitting here and worrying day after day. I'm just not. And I choose every single day to live in joy, to choose to be happy, to choose to let money serve my every desire. And I choose to own that. I choose to declare that, and I choose to show up for my clients and make sure they know the exact same thing. I swear to God, I cannot believe this live stream has only been 14 minutes. I feel like I've been on for an hour. I told you I had a rant to do. Here we are. But guys, this isn't rocket science. You want to have your desires, you want to have your money, you want to have all of the luxuries in life, go out and get it. You can have everything you want. You've been told that since you were a child, and well, hopefully you were told that, right? You have these abilities. You are given gifts for a reason. If you feel called to serve, go serve. If you feel called to go work in politics, go work in politics. If you feel called to go be a doctor, go be a freaking doctor. I don't care. But the only reason you are still where you are is because you are too ashamed to go after your dreams, because you're too ashamed that somebody's going to tell you no and you're going to get rejected. You're too ashamed that something's going to happen. You're going to miss out on something else, that this is something else, right? But here's the truth. This is life. You have one choice, and that choice is how are you going to live every single day? You have to choose. And the longer you go without choosing, the longer you go with being miserable, being ashamed, with having to reset your goals and having to do the whole same damn process over and over and over again. Okay? It's not fun to repeat the cycle of being broke. It's not fun to not be able to make your bills. It's not fun to not be able to buy your dream car. It's not fun to be able to be and have everything you want. It's not fun. You have desires in your heart for a reason. You like luxury items for a reason. You have a desire to travel for a reason. But the longer you sit here, miserable, wallowing that you don't have, instead of working towards having, the longer you stay broke. And you guys might say, well, Maria, this is a sales tactic to book more calls, to get more people in your high ticket offer, and to do whatever. Truth is, I don't care. I'm getting paid. I have my desires, and I don't need anything. What do I want? I want to serve freaking high vibe women. I want to change lives. Every day I change lives, but I want to change lives on a more intimate level. I've literally already helped 3 women this year create 6-figure businesses. And that means that those women are now going and changing lives under them, which means that because of my life, because of my words, because of my actions, because of my guidance, that ripple effect is actually changing the world. It's actually raising the collective vibration, which is my intention, right? So yeah, I'm going to show up and I'm going to freaking own it. Why? Because if I can help 12 women this year get to multiple 6-figure years, think about the amount of lives I have touched, I have impacted through my work. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm freaking excited. And I hope you are too. So, let's drink to that. Drink our water. Let's hydrate. And yeah, what's going on for you? Are you feeling triggered? Are you feeling lit up? Let me know. I'm so thirsty today. All right, let's read these comments. Hello, Shannon. How are you, my love? I can't scroll on my computer. Let's look at my phone. Mary, this is what I needed to hear. I'm scared to put myself out there. I'd love to work with you. You go, girl. No, it's totally amazing, girl. Well, thank you. I love to hear that. Maybe I'll turn this into my first podcast, because this is just fire. I love getting into rants. But at the end of the day, guys, I've said it a million times. Everything you do is a choice. Everything you do is a choice. Carlton, go watch the replay. I seriously laid down some frickin' fire. Frickin' fire. Dude, I'm so pumped you spoke to my heart and soul. Mary, you need to be in my DMs, like yesterday. Anyway, guys, this is not some world-class secret. This is not some classified information. You have a right to every desire. You have a right to claim your desires of money, right? But you sit here and you say things like, I want to be abundant, and I want to have 4 clients, and I want to have blah, 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 instead of actually saying, I want money. Guess what? If everything is a vibration, and that means money is a vibration, if you're sitting here saying you want abundance, guess what? The world is going to give you an abundant amount of spiders on your wall. The world is going to give you abundance in other ways. But when you sit here and you say, I want money, I want an abundant amount of money, an unlimited supply of money, an unstopping flowing river of money, guess what happens? Money flows, money comes to those who ask it to come. It's a vibe, it's an energy. Call it in. Money gets to serve you, money gets to treat you well, and you get to show up more powerfully then because you are more fulfilled, because your cup is overflowing. Right? I don't think I said it. I probably did say it on this live stream, right? I did. I said it 4 times. I'm very excited about it. I just bought a car. 23 years old, self-employed. I run 2 businesses. I bought a car. Last week, I went to Anthropologie and I went on like a $500 shopping spree, right? I don't give a shit. Money flows. I feel so fulfilled all the time. My clients are having multiple 6-figure years. My women that I serve day in and day out have their lives changed. When I do my readings, I receive amazing testimonials every single time for the amount of impacts I have made, for the reoccurring impacts I have made. Right? But if I sit here and I dull my light, if I dull my truth, nobody gets to reap the rewards of it. In fact, I'm being selfish because I have so much to give. And by not giving, I'm causing more harm. It's just the truth. All right, Carlton. Shit, I've been doing it wrong for years. Money seemed like something with a shameful, greedy connotation. I know, and it's not. Money is not greedy. Money gets to serve. Money gets to show up for you when you need it, but money gets to serve you however you want to. You want to travel first class and live a luxurious life? You can frickin' have that. You want to buy your wife, your husband, your partner flowers every single week? Guess what? You can buy 2 dozen roses, even if it is $100-something. You can do the things you want, and it's not greedy. It's not shameful. It's not anything. Money is neither good nor evil, but we put shame around it. We feel ashamed to say we want it because some people believe that having money makes you a bad person, that having money is wrong, right? I come from a very wealthy family. I mean, not very wealthy, but I come from a wealthy family. I used to be ashamed of that. I used to filter that, right? I just bought my first Mercedes. And do you know what I thought about when I went into the dealer to look at it? God, I know what the other side of the family is going to say. I know this is going to be triggering, right? 23 years old, buying a Mercedes-Benz, self-employed, right? I'm 23 years old and I help people across the world make multiple 6-figure years, multiple and beyond, right? I have a client that's reaching for 7 figures this year. Why? Because she released her shame on money. Because instead of saying, I can only have this amount of money, she said, no, right? I'm ready for more. I'm not filtering myself anymore because I work freaking hard. And when I work hard, I deserve to be compensated hard or beautifully or abundantly, right? Everyone chooses a different path in life, but if you're here serving some way and you're self-employed and you don't have a paycheck coming in and you don't have whatever, guess what? You truly do make all the freaking rules. Yeah, you have to pay your taxes. Yeah, you have to do the other things, and you can't control those rules. But you have to set your own rules. You have to do the things that you want to do instead of setting yourself in a box and saying, that's it. Close the door, I'm done. I made 4K this month. I'm done, world. No more. No thank you. Because guess what? That's what happens. That's what you do. Because it's good enough. Because your bills get paid enough. Because you have enough food. You have enough water. You have enough coffee. Because you have enough clothing. But it's never more than enough. Because more than enough is shameful. Because there's people out there who have less. But here's the thing. If money is the number one unlimited resource, what happens? Money is literally being printed every second of every day, being printed, being created now in cryptocurrency. I don't even know how to process that thing, right? There's an unlimited supply of money. Guess what happens when you have more money? You have more money to give, more money to put back into your economy. But guess what happens when you don't have money? You don't buy extra, which means the stores can't supply extra employees. They can't give their employees raises. So it creates this cycle, and I'm not an economist, but it creates this cycle. I'm not going to go more in depth with that. It creates this cycle of struggle. So shift. It's a choice. You have to choose. Okay? I want you to choose today that in the month of April, you are going to go after your freaking dreams and you are not going to filter yourself. You are not going to be ashamed. You're not going to put your desire for money under the term of abundance, because guess what? When I woke up this morning and I saw 2 spiders in my bedroom and my cat was looking at me to kill them, I didn't feel very abundant. I felt kind of annoyed because being wrapped up in a towel and having to freak out and having to deal with a stupid spider because my stupid cat is supposed to kill it, not me, that was not the type of abundance I wanted. I wasn't clear. This isn't crazy hard. I know it seems hard. I know it seems irrational. And the more you know, the more rational it gets. So here's my cue to you. If this feels irrational to you, if you feel ashamed of money, if you feel like people are going to judge you by if you think your mom will judge you because you tell your mom you want to have a 25K month, and she's going to say, well, who are you? Why? Why would somebody pay you multiple 5 figures per month to work with you? Why would anybody support you? Who are you? What makes you special, right? If your grandma questions your abilities, if your boyfriend says that's a load of crap, nobody's going to support you. You have a choice. You can care or you can move the hell on, right? Guess what? My great-grandma was the wisest woman. You know what she said? In one ear and out the other. You don't have to absorb it. You don't even have to listen to it. In one ear and out the other. You can have everything that you want. But the problem is you listen to society, you listen to friends, you listen to family, you listen to your spouse, and you stop. You cut yourself short because you have enough. You have just enough to give food to your kids, to drive your kids to school. You have just enough to make your bills, maybe not even enough. Maybe you're carrying money on your credit card. You have just enough. But you don't have more than enough. You don't have enough to fuel your desires, which means you are not fueling your creativity, which means you are not showing up as best as possible. Because guess what? When I am in this office every single day, day after day, I get bored. So what happens? What do I do? Being my abundant self, with money ever flowing to me, right? And that's a desire, right? Guess what I do? I go find myself a coffee shop. I go do some shopping. I go grocery shopping. I go to the clothing store on a whim. I go wherever I get a change of scenery. If I can do more than just a local change of scenery, guess what I do? I go, oh, got a notification that my car dealer is looking at my credit score. Hello, holla. We have an excellent credit score. I was like, what does this mean? Right? If I can do more, right? If I have more time to think about it, I will travel. I will go somewhere. Because when I see something else, when I try a new type of food that is not spicy, guess what? I feel really inspired, which means I can then come on and create even more epic content just like this to change so many freaking lives, right? Because my life, like I said before, if I am able to impact 12 lives this year, 12 lives, that's not that many. I've had more than 12 people watching my live stream today, right? If I can have 12 people that I impact in a high level, high touch way, right? And they reap the rewards, their money grows, they become financially able to do and have their desires, right? Which I do as a business coach, right? If I'm able to do that to 12 people, guess what happens? They are doing that to 12 people, 24 people, 50 people, to so many people. The ripple effect from my work, from my service, means that I am touching so many lives, right? Through my work, which means that guess what? I get to be fully compensated for my work. And I'm not going to filter that. I'm not going to filter the results that my clients get because within the first 90 days of the year, three of my clients had already surpassed 6 figures. This isn't like crazy science. This is the truth, because the longer I keep that filtered, guess what? The less likely people are going to listen to me, the less likely people are going to take me seriously. And it's not that I care, but if I am not living up to my abilities, I'm filtering myself, and people aren't watching, guess what? My abilities stop. I'm no longer able to change lives because nobody cares. And if nobody cares and nobody's listening, my money stops. And if my money stops, my things stop. The things that I want stop, right? So it's a cycle. So own your shit. Be freaking amazing and don't filter yourself. Don't feel bad for wanting something. I still remember this conversation I was having with my boyfriend like a year ago. Now, at the time, maybe 2 years ago, at the time he was getting into Carhartt. Now, I am not a Carhartt person. It's like cargo pants and like really like macho like things. He's liking it. And I said to him, I was like, God, I hate cargo pants, right? And my opinion swayed him because he internalized it. And instead of him going and buying the pants, he internalized it, which then caused a ripple effect of him being unhappy, right? And yeah, should I not have said it? Probably. But guess what? When he went out and got it, and now that's all he wears, cue the eye roll, that's all he wears, right? He's so happy for whatever reason. I don't get it. It's not very fashionable, but whatever, right? He's so happy because he has what he wants, right? And so when I went up to the Mercedes dealer, what day? I don't know what day, maybe Friday? Thursday? I went up to the Mercedes dealer on Thursday and I test drove the car and I said, this is what I want. And somebody said, are you sure? You sure that's what you want? I said, bring it on. Bring it on. So guess what? I haven't gotten paid because my payments came in at the earlier of the month. I haven't gotten paid since. So my bank account's a little bit lower than it was. By a little, I mean a few $1,000s, right? Many thousands of dollars. But guess what? Money doesn't stop. Money doesn't just dry up and leave you alone. Money is always around. I'm not ashamed that I've spent money. I'm not ashamed that I have student loans. I'm not ashamed that I pay those student loans and that I enjoy the things that I've bought and that I'm living my best life. I'm not ashamed of what I spend. I'm not ashamed of what I earn. I'm not ashamed about money in general, right? So, for you watching, whoever you are, say hello. I want to see your names. I see new faces. Say hello. For you, are you ashamed of money? Do you feel greedy? Do you feel wrong? Do you feel bad when you have money? Do you feel bad when you ask somebody to pay you? I used to be in this space where I'm a very generous person, right? And I would get in this space of lending money to my friends. Like if we go out to dinner and I know that they have less money than me or whatever, I'll be like, oh, I'll get dinner, you can get the next one and whatever. And this is like in high school. I would do this a lot. And I would get to this point where it wasn't, I'll get this one, you get me back. It was, I'll get this one, I'll get this one, I'll get this one, I'll get this one, I'll get this one. And I never accepted it back because it was wrong for me to accept it back, right? And so when I got into my business and I started, asking people to pay me, and at the time when I started my business, my rates were $350 per month. Now times that by 10, times that by 10, right? Doing math. I think that's right, right? I had to go through some sort of an up level in order to be comfortable saying, hey, I'm going to change your life. Do you trust me enough to pay me $350 per month? Right? That was scary. That was nerve-wracking. But now hang on. I have some nasty almond milk coffee to drink. Ooh, God. Gross. Hello, Tara. Right? I was supposed to be going to the gym, but here we are, still on this live stream. Right? So when I went through this up level of changing my rates from $350 to where I'm at now at over $3,000 per month, closer to $4,000, right? For my private programs, for my private offers, guess what happened? I got a lot of flack. I got flack from those closest to me, my family members. How could you earn more than I do? Who are you? At the time, I hadn't even graduated college. You've never graduated college. You've never even worked a full-time job. Who are you to be charging that much? That doesn't make sense. You work 4 hours a week. How the hell does that work, right? I do work more than 4 hours a week, but people have their own opinions, right? I had to work through that, and that was something that stuck with me. And the other thing that stuck with me, now I know that a few of the people watching are a little bit older than 23, right? But at 23, and when I started my business, I was 20, maybe, not sure, maybe just turned 21. No, 21, that's 2 years. Maybe I had just turned 22, right? I was 21. I had so many objections around the fact that I was young. And who are people to trust me to change their lives if I've barely lived? Who am I? Who cares? Maria's just another waste of space millennial who brings nothing to the world, and she has nothing to give and nothing to teach, and all she does is take and want. False. I literally change lives every day. I literally do. And I'm going to start making a book of all of the testimonials that I have, because the truth is, right, that the more I filter myself, the more I feel ashamed of myself, the less I want my desires, the less I go after my desires, the less I work, the less I show up, and I feel like shit, right? So instead of putting a shame around money, shift it. Stop feeling ashamed of your money. Stop feeling less than. Stop filtering yourself, because guess what? Your desires are there for a reason. You are feeling called to up level, so go do it. Don't sit here and say, Maria, I want, but I can't have. Maria, I want to work with you, but I can't afford it. Maria, I want to travel first class, but I can't. Maria, I'm so tired of that voice. But that's the voice of somebody who's stuck. That's the voice, and maybe it was a little bit more exaggerated. But that's the voice of somebody who is stuck and is not ready to step into the next level. It's somebody who is literally not allowing themselves to grow, not allowing themselves to up level. And so they come up with excuses. Now, I will ask you this, or I will tell you this. I used to be the number one person to have an excuse. I could probably still come up with some pretty good excuses. Why I do the things I do, why I don't do the things I do, why I don't do the things I don't, right? I could come up with some pretty good excuses. But guess what? Excuses don't serve you. Excuses don't get you to that six-figure year, the multiple six-figure year. Excuses don't get you to multiple five-figure months. Excuses don't get you to a debt-free life, a positive net worth. Excuses don't get you shit. Excuses get you nothing. And yeah, am I being a little harsh on this live stream? Am I really telling you how it is? Yeah, I am. Why? Because it's time we wake up. It's time we hear it. Because the excuses you say every time there's an opportunity for you to invest in yourself, and you say, no, I can't. I'm just nervous. I don't know. I don't feel good. Like, money, right? That's what happens, right? We take a step back and we distance ourselves from spending money because we're hoarding our money, because we feel as if money is limited, that the money we have we will never have again. That is another conversation for another time, but it's the truth. That's why you say no. I have my phone up on the delay of me like being like, money. So funny. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a funny person. Right? But the distance that we put between us and money and spending money, the distance we put between us and our desires, the distance we put between everything is from a place of fear. It's from a place of being ashamed. I have clients who I'm still working with, them telling their spouses they've invested, them telling their parents they've invested, but they're too afraid because they're afraid they're going to be judged, right? You're not alone in this. Of course, I am not a perfect person. I still feel shame sometimes, and I still get nervous that people are going to judge me, but I don't care. Right? Catch me on a bad day, catch me on a hormonal day, I might care. Maybe, but it might be for a hot second. But I don't go around my days caring. If I see a program I want to invest in, guess what? I freaking invest in it. You guys, well, a lot of you guys are new to me. But in 2018, I literally invested over 100% of my income, right? Those were choices I made to get to where I'm at, to be the best in the business, and to serve from a super high level, right? And then guess what? Within the first 90 days of 2019, I surpassed 100% of every penny I earned in 2018. I had 130% return on my investments. Those were not made from a space of fear. Decisions in your future need to feel good. You need to feel good. But it doesn't mean that it's going to always feel good. There will always be fear the first time you put down your credit card. There will always be fear the first time you go and you do something that's maybe a little bit more selfish, a little bit more conceited, like you go out and you buy clothes instead of paying $100 extra on your credit card. You might feel bad. but it's worth it, right? And so I've been live between this one and the one I was on before this for almost 2 hours talking on this subject. I was live in my Facebook group, the Intuitive Business Collective, but I was being nudged by my divine team to come on and do another rant. So here we are, right? I've been live for almost 2 hours talking about this, and I could keep going, okay? Do you guys have any questions? I hope I explained this fully enough. Is there any way that I can possibly support you, right? Are you guys ready for the next level? Are you ready to shift into a super abundant space, right? If you are, I have the option above, which is 2 weeks support, a 90-minute intensive, and then 2 weeks of unlimited messenger support thereafter. Or I, of course, have my private offer, which I am closing for the first 2 weeks of May. So if you want in on that you have to get in ASAP, right, to be onboarded and in my clientele for the summer, okay? I'm traveling a lot, so I'm limiting how much I'm onboarding. But yeah, that was weird. You guys can't see that, and you probably didn't hear that, but the straw in my bottle just like spun around. I'll show you. It just like went like this, and obviously I had not touched it. Anyway, do you guys have any questions? Did I explain this fully? Do you want me to go on another rant? Do you like my shirt today? Do you like it when I wear my hair straight? Tell me all the things. I want to know, because obviously I am here to support you and I'm here to guide you and I want to connect with you, but I can't connect with you if you don't connect with me. Lies, because I'll probably connect with you regardless. But yeah, so that's all. I'll hang out for another minute just in case there's any comments coming through. If you guys are leaving comments, drop me a couple emojis and I'll hang out. Because that's always the worst, is I'll like get off a live stream and then a comment will come through and I'll be like, damn. But yeah, this was some fire. I have to repurpose this some way, somehow. Maybe on YouTube, maybe a podcast if I can figure that technology out. I'm so confused by it. But I hope this really helped you guys in some way. This was one of the major breakthroughs I have had recently, and man, has it shifted everything for me. Truly, truly, it has shifted so much. Like I said, I just bought myself a car, right? I have paid off tens of thousands of dollars in student loans. I have booked many more trips, many more expensive trips than I would have, right, before, because I was ashamed, right? My boyfriend and I are going on a Disney cruise. Those are not cheap. I'm like, honey, you sure you don't want to go to Europe for the same price? He's like, let's go to the Bahamas for 4 days. I'm like, we could do like 10 days in Italy at this rate. Upload this as a YouTube video. Yeah, I will. That one's easy. I can handle that one. I'll have to monetize it. I don't even know if I can. I don't know. Anyway, but right, getting comfortable with spending money is just as hard, but also just as easy as it is with aligning with money. And I focus more on aligning with money in the beginning of this video, so if you're joining me later, go check it out. But seriously, money is a vibration. In summary, money is a vibration. Don't say, I want abundance. Don't say, I want clients. I want blah, blah, blah. If you want money, own it. Claim it. Show the hell up for it. But you want clients, guess what? You might get clients that are really low ticket and don't support your money desires. If you want abundance, guess what? Like me, you might have an abundance of spiders in your bedroom. A couple weeks ago, it was an abundance of ladybugs because hashtag New England problems, right? Be clear, be specific, and frickin' own it. And then do work for it. Because, I didn't say this, but working with the universe, working with God, working for your desires is a 50-50 give and take, right? You show up 50%, guess what? You will be matched by whatever it is that you believe in. God, higher power, source, spirit, whatever, you will be matched, but you still have to take action. So if you let off the gas pedal, guess what? So does the energy. So does God. He's like, all right, she has enough. She has plenty. She doesn't want any more. It's a choice. So, like I said, the 2 spots are available for the 2-week intensive. It's $555. There is a payment plan option available, 1 payment at the beginning, 1 payment at the end, so a payment every 2 weeks. And if you guys want to learn more about my private offer, I only have 1 space available in that. That is a weekly call, a VIP weekend. It is a high ticket offer, but it gets results. If you are interested and you want to learn more, send me a DM. I will send you a link on where you can apply and book yourself a call. It will be worth it. I promise. So I'm going to go because I have to go clear out my car, my current car, and probably declutter that a little and vacuum it because I don't want to be charged for them to vacuum my car. I'll vacuum it myself. And that's not me being unabundant. That's just me being angry that they charge you for everything because it's stupid. Anyway, that is all. I love you all to the moon and back. I hope you guys really did enjoy this. If you did enjoy this, you can share this with your friends. This video is public. Share it, comment, tag your people. Get this word out because this is so important. This is so valuable. I love you all. And if you share this, send me a DM. I have something special for you. Anyway, I love you all to the moon and back. I hope you guys have a truly, truly, truly wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. And don't forget to look out for when I pick up Luca, my new car, tomorrow. Bye, guys.